Okay, so real quickly, we're going to look over some of these listings that you've asked for. I've sent a non-disclosure over to you, and I wanted to share with you some of the information I just see naturally. For this listing that ends in 103, these numbers up here, absentee owner, that's kind of cool, bigger than better. But I get concerned when they just say things like pro forma, which means they just made the number up. I get that. Pro forma, what are you going to do? It's 2021 and no number for 2022, not for 2018. He's had it for 7 years and it's been there for 11 years. I'd be a little bit nervous just because the figures are kind of weak in terms of representation. But they are claiming it's increased over 2019. So they ought to have 2019 on there so we can compare it to. Next listing in order ends in 391. What I like about this one is that they're showing the numbers based on the tax returns. Not a cheap business particularly, but a pretty nice looking business out there. It's an authentic Irish pub. You can read the description here in this section up here. You can see that the owner's had it for 5 of its 14 years it's been in operation, right? 5 years. They got a handful of employees, and that's a good thing, and some managers. I don't know what that is. This has the 4 COP SRX. Those are the licenses you're going to find with the more affordable bar restaurant ones. Hopefully you know what that is, but just in case, it basically means that you've got to sell a little bit more food than you do alcohol in the different counties, but it's a full alcohol license. Let's go to the next one real quick. Very rare 4 COP quota license. That's the all-out one, but no records, no sales, no nothing like that. They're just trying to sell the business, and they're willing to provide some financing for the business. We'll go down here and see what their financing terms are. The rent is $10,200, not exactly cheap. The financing is from the seller, loan seller, $349, 60 months, 5%. That seems fairly reasonable, but it's not a cheap, and it's not an operation. Let's go to the next listing out here. This one is in 693, and it's in Osceola, which is over towards Orlando area, part of the Orlando area marketplace bar. This uses tax returns. What I don't like about it is it only has 2019. Hey, what happened to 2020? We all know it sucked, right? Pardon my language. It was a bad year. In 2021, what do we know about that? It does include the license. Even in its heyday of 2019, it hit just over $500,000 and netted about $88,000. That seems quite possible or likely. I always look at ones that are bragging too much and making 20% or 30% when things we know we can't do it. Let's go to the next one. I don't want to keep you here too long. I'll just give you an update on that one. This one ends in 498. It's a sports bar. Again, there's no financial records for the year. It just zeroes it out at net of $1. What does that mean? SBA awaits. Pre-approved as an asset sale. So there's 2 terms for asset sale. One is the way we buy most businesses when it's not buying the stock, which is what happens in 99% of the time. In this case, people throw the word asset sale to include that it's just all the equipment and the things and the license, etc., that's in place of physical assets. Okay, but again, no representation of earnings, kind of weak. But it gets you the license if you want to create your own concept, and it's not too expensive. What we don't know, it's certainly not a high-end COP license. It says it's got liquor, but we ought to need to prove it. It did say on here it has full alcohol, so maybe it has that type of license like the SRX before. Okay, I think we got this last one, 020. What do we see on here? Owner estimate, owner approved. This is that typical old-fashioned restaurant bar where the guy keeps all the records to himself or herself, claiming it's making over $1 million. All these numbers are rounded up, which means they're just approximating or making up the numbers. On the other hand, it might be a good opportunity. When you send the non-disclosure in, we'll get you the addresses, we'll get a little more information on each of the businesses, and hopefully this will be awesome for you. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Take care. Make great things happen. Call me later on. I'll send you my contact information. Bye-bye.